It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, and you are listening to AM Ocala Live, and we are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a cup of coffee. Yes, you can do that in there. 76 degrees right now. Looks like temperatures will climb to 82, staying in relatively cool considering it's July area. There is a 50% chance or more that we will have rain pretty much all day today. So it's going to be one of those on again, off again. Don't just expect it in the afternoon because it'll probably be back in the morning. It's already rained out there. I think it's still drizzling right now, actually. Good morning, Robin. How you doing over there?
I'm good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Good. What do you think? Is it raining out there? No, maybe not.
No, it just lightened up now.
Looks like
but it was a mess this morning.
Tomorrow pretty much looks the same thing. Looks like a rainy next couple of days. Friday, a little bit less. Let's see what the weekend looks like. Weekend looks normal. Looks like weekend weather in the early afternoon is most
wonderful.
likely. But anyway, yeah, today and tomorrow are the days for rain. I guess this is not associated in any way with that tropical depression that was in the news yesterday. This is something different coming out of the Midwest. But the good news is things out of the Midwest start up in Canada, which means this is cooler air, which is why we're seeing 82 degrees.
Yeah.
That's the high today, not 92 degrees, right? Yeah, not a bad temperature.
Very nice.
All right, got a good show this morning. Let's see, 7:35 after the news. We'll open up the phone lines, talk about things in the news, and let you call in and talk about whatever's on your mind or in your world. Maybe you got an event. I try to encourage people all the time. You got a fundraiser, something you're doing, as long as it's like with your church or your civic group or something that's not a business.
Yes.
You can't call up and say you're having a sale over at Macy's.
Exactly.
But we would love to talk about your sale at Macy's. You have to come in here and talk to the salespeople, though. They sell that kind of time, and it's really a great idea. Really, it really works. I had something put on my windshield yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And it was sticking to my windshield as if it was glued, which I thought it was, but it was not glued. It was the heat of the sun and the glossy finish on the thing. Mm-hmm. They were trying to promote a church that's opening up, and it's all no ill intent was meant. They were just trying to spread the word about something they believe is good. So I don't want to be too harsh on them, but
there are rules.
It was that too, but I mean the sun was baking that thing onto the windshield, and I wasn't the only guy. So.
No.
So come into the station and say, hey, you guys help us spread the word about things, right? And Joe and Tish will talk to you and tell you how that works, and it'll be a good thing for everybody, okay?
Exactly. You
All right,
won't break any rules.
Galen Unold is at 8:05. Galen sent us a promo for the upcoming high school football season.
Yep.
He is, of course, the play-by-play guy that is on the airwaves of WOCA to give us that. He's the only one that we have that can do that.
Yeah.
We got some really talented people with us, but not in that category. None of us really know how to do play-by-play of sports, but that's Galen's expertise and forte. Is that the word?
Forte. August the 16th is the first broadcast.
So I talked to Galen a little bit about that. Plus, I found an article about the physical, social, and psychological benefits of football.
Okay.
For high school kids. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former special counsel Robert Mueller spends 5 hours today taking questions about his Russian election meddling report.
First, Robert Mueller will testify before the House Judiciary Committee at 8:30 in the morning. Then he'll testify before the Intelligence Committee. And by Mueller's side will be his attorney and longtime aide, Aaron Zebley. The House Judiciary Committee is not going to swear Zebley in, but the House Intelligence Committee is, which means that Zebley may be able to testify as well, in addition to Mueller.
Fox's Kristen Fisher in D.C. Queen Elizabeth will formally install Boris Johnson as the new Prime Minister of Great Britain today, with Theresa May resigning.
Johnson is a flamboyant and famous politician here, but he's also polarising. A prominent Brexit supporter, he's pledging to take Britain out of the EU by the end of October, even if there's no divorce deal in place.
Fox's Simon Owen in London. This is Fox News.
Pros do it right by choosing trusted brands like Zinsser and Little Giant. Lowe's is here to help by stocking those brands at savings you can count on every day. For over 150 years, Zinsser has been the problem solver professionals trust to make the job easier. Pick up a gallon of Zinsser Bullseye 2 Primer Plus Sealer today for as low as $17.08. And we now offer the Little Giant King Combo Ladder, the world's first step, extension, and leaning ladder for only $159. For your next job, and every job after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. U.S. only.
Welcome back to CarMax Will Buy It. Let's jump right back into the action. A used minivan with 200,000 miles. Cassandra.
CarMax will buy it.
That's correct. The car you're driving now. Cassandra again.
CarMax will buy it.
You're on a roll. Any car at all, no matter what. Jerry?
Is the answer CarMax will buy it?
That's right, because CarMax buys all the cars, no matter what. No questions asked. CarMax will buy it.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Florida Senator Lauren Book has asked Governor Ron DeSantis to authorize a state investigation into the circumstances of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's work release program 10 years ago. Book is known as a champion for child sexual abuse victims. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says they want to tighten up the rules for those who get food stamps. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue has stated too many people with higher incomes are reportedly trying to cheat the system. The Marion County School Board has selected Jane Elsperman to operate Evergreen Elementary School after the school has had a D or F grade for 7 consecutive years. She will charge $270,000 for her services. A large sinkhole opened Saturday at one of the water holding ponds at the Groundwater Wetland Recharge Park site in Ocala, draining about 1.5 million gallons of treated wastewater. And divers are preparing for Florida's annual 2-day spiny lobster sports season. The season began this morning and ends tomorrow at midnight. And that is your news brief from The Source.
More clouds than sun on this Wednesday, with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm around, particularly during the afternoon hours, the high 82 to 91. Wednesday night will be mostly cloudy. There could be a shower or thunderstorm in the area, low 69 to 74. For Thursday and Friday, intervals of clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around each day, mainly during the afternoon hours. The high Thursday 83 to 90, Friday's high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you looking for some BOGOs? Then, my friend, the place to be is Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Here are just a few of this week's buy one, get ones. Crepe myrtles, priced from $9.99, are all buy one, get one. New Zealand tea plants, buy one, get one. Same for dwarf Ixora, also on BOGO. Blooming plum bago, buy one, get one free. Inside their old-time greenhouse, all glazed pottery is buy one, get one free while supplies last. Also, all fountains and bird baths are 20% off. Want more? Listen to these. A gigantic selection of citrus trees. Some of them are bearing right now. They're all buy one, get one at half price. Blooming hanging baskets also buy one, get one at half price. Check this week's ad at bobwinescommuniagardens.net, then get on over to Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Ocala Magazine is the city magazine distributed throughout Ocala, Marion County, and the villages, providing award-winning coverage of important issues for almost 40 years. Hi, I'm Philip Glassman, publisher of Ocala Magazine. Ocala Magazine offers a platform for branding opportunities for your business or events while covering the latest in local lifestyle throughout print, digital, and social media. Listen every Friday at 10 a.m. on WOCA.
AccuSleep offers a safe and effective medical option for those who suffer from sleep disorders of all kinds. AccuSleep makes restoring healthy sleep patterns possible. No medication, no surgery, just good sound sleep. Mend your sleep so you can stop counting sheep. Experience restorative sleep at AccuSleep, the acupuncture sleep clinic in Ocala, by calling 352-615-5566.
All right, thank you, Erica. And 25 minutes before 8 o'clock, and it looks like it wants to rain. I see dark clouds out there. I see a blue sky. It's kind of a mixed kind of bag of things up in the sky, right? You got the beautiful blue sky, the dark clouds. It's a perfect artist thing, right? If you're an artist, you want to paint all that stuff. All right, let's see. The phone lines are open. The number is 622-9622. There are only a few steps to making coffee. And I think if you miss just one of those steps, then you end up it's just not good. So this morning I was making coffee, and I think I finally forgot the one thing I never forgot to forget, or didn't, you know what I mean? So here are the steps. You have to put water into the little glass. What do you call that?
The coffee pot.
The coffee pot. Okay, that's a coffee pot. Okay. You put water into that thing. You put water into that thing, and you have to measure it, right? And you put it into that thing, right? Then you have to pour water into the actual coffee maker, right? Then you have to put a filter into the thing, and then you put coffee into the filter, and put the coffee maker pot thing back underneath it all, turn it on, bingo, that's all you have to do, right? Every one of those steps I have forgotten at one time or another. There has been times...
Oh, me too.
Okay. There has been times where I put coffee in the thing without the water, so I forgot the water. There has been times where I put more than one filter in the thing, and of course that's bad too, because then the water doesn't drip as much. There was one time when I forgot to put coffee in the filter. I put the filter in the water, and I did everything right, but there was no. It was coming out clear. It's like, oh my gosh, I forgot that. But this morning was the first time ever that I put water in the thing, water in the bin, coffee in the filter, one filter, turned it on. Then I went to do my work this morning.
And a butterfly flew by.
No. What happened was it smelled like someone's burning popcorn or something. I wonder what's going on. I had forgot to put the pot in the place where it has to be in order to catch the dripping water.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So the thing was dripping all over the coffee maker and all over the counter. Don't tell Joe. Because he will not let me forget that.
No,
I don't.
He's never done that.
He doesn't really listen to the radio, so I'm guessing he won't hear this.
Right.
No, but anyway, seriously. So I really did. Can you believe I did that? Then I had a mess to clean up. But that's the problem. Like when you have a lot to do and you make a mistake, then all of a sudden you have something else to do, which is clean up the mess you did.
Exactly.
Which takes away time from the other things you have to do.
That's right. Exactly. Because you're a well-oiled machine. You start here hours before you get on the air. You prepare everything, and when one thing goes snafu, it takes time away.
I guess we're all that way, though.
Yep.
It's make one little. All right. So.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's why.
I like that.
We're all human, right?
Yeah, and you admit things. I mean, you don't try to hide anything. You're always honest, and you always say everything.
I hope so. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Mission Bus Brigade is the campaign by Marion County Public Schools to make sure that the homeless and not as fortunate children will begin school. When does school begin? The end of August?
No, the second week in August. August 16th is the first football game, so I think it starts the Monday before August 16th.
So real early, okay. But anyway, when children go to school, they start their school year, and some of the kids, they've got parents who are making a nice paycheck, and they buy them all the things they need, and they go to school with the new shoes, the new shirt, the new pants, right? Everything's nice and new and crisp, and it's like, I remember as a kid, I don't remember considering myself fortunate, but looking back, I was, because I always had new clothes when I started school.
Oh, me too.
So I was one of the fortunate ones without realizing I was. But anyway, everybody isn't fortunate. So if we can help those who are less fortunate, then that's a good thing. These kids get to start off at least at the same starting point as the other kids in their class. So this is a program called Mission Bus Brigade. Basically what they do is they park a school bus in different locations at different times, and then they ask the radio stations like us to announce where they're going to be.
Right.
So this coming Saturday, it'll be at the Walmart on Easy Street from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. On August 3rd, which is the following Saturday, it'll be here at the Paddock Mall from noon till 3. So the best idea I can tell you about what to buy is, if you're at Walmart like this Saturday, there's probably a lot of stuff in Walmart along the notebook, pencil, you know what I mean? Those kind of things. Here in the mall, it's got to be mostly clothing, right?
Clothing and shoes, yeah.
So
yeah, they need the students, incoming students need shoes also. That's on the list.
But I guess at Walmart they would have the clothing and all the school supplies. They kind of have everything. The mall doesn't really have any school supplies store. right?
No, there isn't.
Not
There
really.
isn't. No.
Anyway, the whole you get the picture. We're just trying to help out them to help the kids, and so.
Yep, over 3,000 students are homeless here in Marion County. It's for Marion County Public Schools. They need clothing, they need shoes, they need school supplies, they need hygiene items. And you can also donate a gift card in any denomination to the Marion County Public Schools, and they will go out and they will buy everything.
I want to get some stuff.
Yeah.
I like when you actually give stuff, like at Christmas time when we bring toys in here.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And the list that is needed is at the is at the Mission Bus Brigade locations, and in all of the stores like Walmart and Staples. They have individual lists for each grade, for each public school in Marion County as to what the children need for school in the way of school supplies. So you can even pick up that list. So everything's out there.
Thank you, Robert. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Happy wet hump day.
Yeah, it is hump day. Yes.
I guess we're going to get a lot of rain according to the forecast in the next couple of days. There's a cold front that didn't quite get through here. It's kind of stopped, and I think that's going to be our rainmaker for about 2 or 3 days, the way they're talking.
Wow, okay. All right.
I want to mention something that we live in a crazy society. Now with the kids, with going back to school, the latest thing right now is our bulletproof backpacks.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that after the shooting down in Parkland. Yeah.
Yeah, and on TV this morning on the news, they're all over the country, and I guess they're selling like hotcakes and they go between $150 and $200. So I don't know. I mean, this is crazy to think that nowadays you have to give your kid a bulletproof backpack to help save his life or something when you go to school.
Yeah, God forbid that actually is necessary. But yeah, I don't blame parents for buying that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they say it could save a kid's life. You know, in case somebody starts shooting, you can put the thing in front of you or something, and then it'll stop a bullet according to what they're saying. But and they're not, like I said, they're not cheap either. They're between $150 and $200. You know, and I mean, I can imagine an item like that would be stolen pretty quick. You know, because of the value of it. You know.
Maybe, yeah, it could be. I'm sure there's a lot of problems associated with the solution to other problems.
Crazy world. I don't know. It's getting worse and worse. I don't know. I'm in a way, I'm kind of glad I'm at my age, and then I always wanted to hope to see him go to Mars, but I think it's just to leave the planet while it's still at least halfway decent, because I think it's going to get worse.
Okay. I like to be positive, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. All right. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in and sharing that with us.
Monday, August 12th is the first day of school, and the teachers report August the 5th, so that's what it is.
All right. Well, that was kind of a long PSA. All right, let me jump into the news here. Let's see if I have something on the light end before we start. Oh, today and tomorrow. I don't quite understand this whole the spiny lobster thing. So the spiny lobster sports season started this morning at 12 o'clock midnight this morning, okay? And it will run until tomorrow night, so it's a 48-hour thing until 12 midnight Thursday night, okay? Right. Now, it says here the regular season starts August 6th and ends March 31st.
Okay.
So what is today and tomorrow? What is the whole deal with today and tomorrow?
Was it a special day?
It's two special days.
Okay.
Spiny lobster. Maybe spiny lobster is different than regular lobster?
Probably.
It says the regular season starts August 6th, ends March 31st. That's a rather long season.
Yeah.
But this one is starting, it's I guess those who are doing it probably were out there at midnight trying to get their whatever the quota is that they can use.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't Galen take his sons out on a boat one time to go fishing, and they were doing spiny lobster season or something like that?
Gosh, you have to ask him. I don't know. Beth McCall wants to keep her seat on the Marion County School Board. So far, she's unchallenged. That vote won't be till next year sometime, but I guess she's getting an early start. Nice lady, and she's served us well for many years as a teacher and educator, and she's one of the people who started the Marion County Children's Alliance all those years ago, Robin. She was the executive director.
Yep.
Let's see. State law enforcement agents think a 58-year-old man accused of drugging and sexually assaulting an autistic boy in 2017 who later died may have molested others. So the child is gone. The guy is now in trouble. His name is Alain Louis Forget. He has a home in Lakeland and another one in Sorrento. He was arrested yesterday on charges of lewd and lascivious battery on a child and delivery of a controlled substance to a minor. Anyway, they did an autopsy on the poor kid, 15-year-old kid.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Turned out he had morphine in his blood and evidence that he'd been sexually assaulted.
That is just so disgusting. No, just throw Forget in jail and forget about him. Just throw him in a cell and then let him die.
Let's see. Today is celebrated as Amelia Earhart Day. It's let's see. She would be 122 years old if she was still alive. Amelia Earhart sent her last radio call on July 2nd, 1937, during an attempt to fly around the world. Now, on July 24th, is celebrated as Amelia Earhart Day after her disappearance. An extensive search effort came up empty-handed.
Gosh.
So there you go.
Yep.
Lots of theories about what happened to her.
Yeah, very courageous woman.
The opening ceremony for the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo is 1 year from today. The Summer Games return to the capital of Japan for the first time since 1964. The country last saw Olympic activity in the 1998 Winter Games in Nagano. The 32nd Olympiad brings a number of new sports, including karate, skateboarding, surfing, and sport climbing. Additionally, baseball and softball return to the Olympics for the first time since 2008. There you go. Let's see. Britain's new Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, officially takes office today, a day after winning the Conservative Party's runoff election. The American-born Johnson, 55 years old, who enjoys a good relationship with President Trump and suspiciously looks like him. Not really.
Long lost
sort of, kind of. Will have to lead the country through its stalled exit from the European Union, known as Brexit. So I know this particular issue divides that particular nation, and maybe much of Europe. I know a lot of Americans don't quite have much opinion on it. Some do. I'm not saying nobody does. Just.
Yeah, because I don't know how being in Brexit or not being in Brexit is really going to affect them because I'm not living there. So I don't work there. I don't know what the effect is.
I think it would be the same as Florida saying, okay, we're not going to be part of America anymore. Or maybe Hawaii saying it, since Hawaii isn't physically connected to America. Or Alaska, yeah. Or Puerto Rico, for that matter.
Yeah.
But the difference between them and us is that theirs has not been as long lived as ours. Ours has been around for a while.
Exactly.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture has ruled that it would cut food stamp benefits for millions. The U.S. Department of Agriculture rule that could affect as many as 3.1 million recipients is expected to be published today. Under the proposed rule, which is not in effect, it's just being published. Just don't confuse the two things. It is being published for public comment, so make sure if you want to have an opinion on it, make sure you look at it. We'll do our best to get it out to you tomorrow or early next week sometime.
Yeah.
Anyway,
people need to work. People need to work.
Under the proposed rule, USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, would no longer provide benefits to families solely because they are enrolled in food assistance programs run by the states where they live. The Trump administration said the rule was designed to eliminate loopholes and save money, but was immediately assailed by anti-poverty advocates, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who called the proposal an act of staggering an act of staggering callousness. What happened there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Agency officials said the proposal could save billions in taxpayer funds. So if you take every single issue that is being proposed by one side and objected to by the other, if you take every one of those issues and you tell everybody involved to consider that the side that you're opposed to and the opposition to the other side is all rooted in what they think is best. If you look at every single one of these things and say, well, it's rooted in what they believe is best. In other words, don't give people this demonizing stigma and make them seem like they're trying to hurt anybody. Then you have to look at what Donald Trump is doing and his administration is doing and say, and I'm going to use my little theory with this one here, okay? So you look at what the Trump administration is doing and say, okay, so what you're saying is there are people in grocery stores using the food stamp card, buying groceries, and they have really nice incomes.
Yep.
You're saying that, and you're saying that those people will no longer have those food stamp cards, and that will save money from the taxpayer. That's what you're saying, okay? The other side, the people who object to it, are saying that the ruling will overstep its bounds, and that somebody, now go back to the grocery store, because I always have to boil it down to the individual, that the person in line does not have a food stamp card any longer, and in fact doesn't have a job or the means to have a job. In other words, they're not out of work because of voluntary reasons, but maybe there's just something going on in their life, and that person will no longer have food stamps. So the second argument is that people who should have them won't get them. The first argument is that people who don't need them won't have them. Okay? So what you're saying is that you do not, the second side is saying that they do not, you do not respect, let's see, how do I say this? You do not think they are capable, that they are capable of doing the job that they're supposed to do, which is to screen out the people who shouldn't have them in the first place.
Yeah.
You're saying the government is incompetent as far as screening goes, okay? Well, look at that. Just look at that for a second. You're basically saying that the very organization that you work for is incompetent. That's a pretty amazing statement.
Yeah.
All right? Now, the same thing can be applied to the border. If you say, well, what's Donald Trump trying to do? Well, he's trying to protect the people in this country from people coming across the border who, A, might take a job, B, might be a terrorist. I know everybody jumps on that one, that there's no terrorists in that group. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's just trying his best to make sure that everybody who comes across the border has, in one way or another, proven themselves. That's all. That's all he's trying to do. Now, the other side is saying, well, no, what you're doing is you're preventing people who really want asylum from having a safe place to be, considering the fact that they've walked thousands of miles from the country that doesn't even want them to live, let alone stay in the country. Okay. So there's the both sides to that story. And again, one side is saying that the other side is not competent to do their job. That's what they're saying. And who's the competent? They're the government. They're basically saying that they themselves are not competent. I can tell you that I've had in this studio people from the Marion County School Board who were exactly the same way, or school board candidates, I should say, and people running to continue being on the school board. They will tell us all the different problems that they are having and how incompetent the system is. But they are the system.
Exactly.
Right? County commission, same thing.
Exactly.
Every single time I hear anybody in an elected position telling me, the voter, that the organization they work for is not competent, I have to scratch my head and say, well, wait a minute. Aren't you one of the members of that organization?
That's right.
Right? So when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who seems to be in the news every single day, when she says that the the folks who are in camps, whatever, down in the border, are not being treated right, that they, she uses the word they, meaning the government, are not doing a good job, well, then you know what I would do if I were Trump? I would say, well, you know what? You're making a good point. I put you in charge. I'd like you to be in charge. Make sure all these people are taken care of nicely.
That's right.
Make sure everybody's got a bed, everybody's got nice food, everybody's processed quickly. Make sure there's a circumstance. Figure out a way so we can do it exactly the way you think it should be done. But don't take away our job to screen every single one of these people to make sure they're eligible to come here.
That's right.
Because I didn't make the rules.
Exactly.
The laws that are in place are the same laws that have been in place for several different presidencies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
There you go. They just, I don't know.
Follow the rules.
But when they start pointing the finger at incompetence, the finger's always pointing back at themselves, right?
That's right.
All right, what else? Let's see. A federal judge has blocked 3 new abortion restrictions from taking effect today in Arkansas, including a measure that opponents say would likely force the state's only surgical abortion clinic to close. U.S. District Judge Christine Baker granted a 14-day temporary restraining order shortly before midnight last night. The order blocks the state from enforcing the new laws, including a measure prohibiting the procedure 18 weeks into a woman's pregnancy. Wow.
Gee.
Let's see. Hundreds of sea turtles are descending on Volusia County beaches to lay their eggs. Experts say it's very likely this year will set new records. So far in 2019, 834 nests have been recorded.
Nice.
A lot of turtles, Robin.
Nice. Excellent.
Central Florida residents are heading to Puerto Rico to join the protests in that territory. What do we call Puerto Rico? Territory?
Territory, I think.
As protests continue against Governor Ricardo Rosello, Central Florida residents from Puerto Rico are heading to the island to protest. They do not like that guy.
Nope.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning. Been some years ago, you interviewed a guy by phone. He was from Tallahassee. He sang over the air while he was on the air here some crazy songs that he made up and sang about Florida. His name was Grant Peoples. He was going to be playing at Olivia's Coffee House in Houston.
Okay.
And I went there, and he sounded so good, I drove over there and actually heard him. Well, he's going to be on the program at, I think it's August 17th, because they're starting up something new at Silver Spring State Park.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody wants to go hear that guy that you had on the air, he will be there August 17th. I'm not sure what time of day, but it's he's really worth going and listening to.
Oh, nice. I appreciate you promoting that. If he can get something in writing to us, we'll mention it a few times.
It's in the paper, but...
Okay. Well, it's up to him. If he wants us to talk about it, we'll be happy to do that for him. All right?
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You can lead a horse to water, Robin.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. And finally, Senator Bernie Sanders was asked at least 3 times whether he would legalize sex work if he was elected president. He kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit on that one, Robin. All right. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Robert Mueller testifies today for the House Judiciary and Intelligence Committees about his report on Russian election meddling and obstruction of justice allegations.
The Justice Department, in a letter sent to Mueller earlier this week, warned the former special counsel not to go beyond what's in his 448-page report. House Democrats hope to get Mueller to state explicitly that President Trump would have been criminally charged were it not for DOJ regulations.
Fox's John Decker at the White House. After 2 weeks of protest, there are local reports that the governor of Puerto Rico is ready to resign.
This place has